Not thinking about the ideal customer before designing the website is actually a common mistake that I see a lot in beginners and intermediate level web designers. Template, guys, templates. I freaking hate them because they kill your creativity. This website could be from any brand in the world, maybe from my neighbor. So everything in the website world depends on your end customer. For me, it's not an award-winning website. Today is extremely hot outside and even in my studio because I don't have the AC and there are 34 degrees Celsius. I'm freaking melting, guys. But I have my freezing cold... What was my freezing cold Red Bull? Because it was from the fridge, but with this weather and with this temperature, it's extremely hard to keep something freezing cold. Today I want to talk about 5 crucial points that usually elevates normal websites to award-winning ones, and so you can truly see the gap, and I'm going to explain you everything about each and every single one of the points and concepts, and I'm going to show you some true client projects that apply those concepts in a really nice way, so you can truly elevate your designs and experiences. So let's jump right into it. Not thinking about the ideal customer before designing the website is actually a common mistake that I see a lot in beginners and intermediate level web designers. And it's extremely important because in that way you can perfectly tailor your experience for your target audience, making everything more impactful, more enjoyable. You can increase the retention and conversion rate of your websites. You can truly add some specific graphic elements specific to your niche that really make your entire experience more unique. So if we take a look at the first website, this is a Shopify template, and if you are familiar with templates, you know that they need to be generic in order to be downloaded from the majority of the people. They don't have a specific target in mind, and you can see it from the layout that doesn't have anything specific, anything particular. They don't have animations. Everything is completely generic. This website could be from any brand in the world, maybe from my neighbor. So if you don't design for a specific niche, you're gonna end up like that. And in fact, if we jump on the next website, this is an e-commerce on the same topic that won an award on the awards platform. And as you can see, we can spot right away that it has another vibe, another style. It's speaking to a specific niche and a specific client and customer. These, you can see that we have beautiful animations on the images, this parallax effect. We have smooth scroll. We have this unique menu for the different kind of lamps, a photo of who is behind the brand, and the rest of the page is extremely on brand with the same minimalistic and editorial style. You can see that just by defining your target audience before you design your website, it's gonna change and elevate your designs to the award-winning experiences level. If we jump on another website that is, I think, is a template, because looking at that, it looks like a template from Squarespace, Shopify, those kind of platforms. This doesn't speak to a specific target audience, and as you can see, it's not well designed. We have hierarchy, a good layout, clean and clever, but it's not something that you see and you say beautiful layout, a beautiful website. Instead, if you go on another website about skincare, as you can see right away, we can see this beautiful preloader that transforms in the navigation bar, a beautiful video on the right side and animations on the text, smooth scroll again. We have micro interactions that are beautiful. We have the brand's names that this brand work with or work for. Again, guys, you can see that we have a lot of interactivity, interactions, scroll interactions that react to the mouse wheel. We're gonna see that later on in the video because they are extremely important to add interactivity to the website. And again, here you can see everything is perfectly on brand with this beautiful style. Again, minimalistic, somewhat editorial, and a lot of details. If you design with your niche in mind, you're going to create experiences that are unique, more unique than any other brand in the world, because you're trying to achieve a level that speaks to specific people. So always think about that because it's the first step to elevate your designs. Next, I want to talk about originality and creativity, and it's crucial because we need to always push everything a step further than what is expected or a good UI. But we always need to be careful about that because I know for us creatives it's extremely hard to set boundaries for our creativity because we always want to test out new things, new technologies. The 3D world and space right now is extremely mainstream, so we want to test out those kind of things. But for example, if you want to work on an e-commerce, you can't push your creativity into, for example, 3D, so you need to set some boundaries. For instance, this website is pretty slow. It has a lot of creativity and weird effects that are very cool and experimental, but Try to imagine having like 30, 50, even 20 products on your e-commerce, and you have this website with just 3 images that is lagging and staggering. So it's not very cool to have a staggering e-commerce. People end up buying nothing by you, so you don't want to go that crazy in, for example, e-commerces or websites that needs conversion rates to be very high. You need to sacrifice a little bit of creativity in certain projects in order to create a product that really converts or that suits the needs of the client. Everything depends on the project, and you're going to experiment and to see what boundaries and what you can do in certain type of projects with experience. But something that we can always do is adding custom visuals to our websites, and those kind of details are the ones that helps you elevate your designs until the point where you create award-winning experiences. And these websites, my friend, is the perfect example of what I've just talked about, because as soon as we land on the page, we can see this beautiful preloader with all these custom illustrations. We see this beautiful text that if we zoom in, you can already see that we can also see that there are some lines, so the font also is full of details, and we get punched in the face by all those custom illustrations. And we don't have a lot of content actually, because you can notice that we just have some titles and a single paragraph. Everything is extremely minimal in terms of content, yet the website feels like it's full of details and it's full of content. And if we click on the menu icon, we can also see that the menu is extremely beautiful. I've never seen something like that. And because this experience is speaking to a specific target audience, you can create those kind of weird animations that speaks to specific people, and they are unique to this experience. If we hover over each call to action, we can also see that we have this animation, this interaction that add a lot of playfulness to the website. And again, it's the same animation that we have in the homepage. So I've done a video in the past where I've deconstructed award-winning website and experiences. But one super important thing that I mentioned is that in order to create a professional website, you need to repeat certain elements in order to create structure and predictability in terms of navigation, because in that way the user don't always have to find the other ways to navigate the website, and you actually create less friction between the user experience and the end customer. We can notice that again here, because this is the exact same animation and layout that we have in the landing page. Repetition, but with all these custom animations and custom illustrations, the website feels very unique. In fact, it won an award on the Worst platform. So custom animations, guys, keep that in mind and take the time and effort to create custom illustrations for your website. Another super powerful weapon that we have in our arsenal as designers are animations. You can do all sorts of animations and you can add them in whatever website you want. Of course, here you need to set boundaries of how many animations you want to put in the website, because you don't want to overwhelm the end customer with them, so you need to be careful. But I see that quite a bit of designers don't think that much about animations, whether it's a crucial part in building experiences and award-winning websites. And in fact, if we jump back to this website, we can notice as we scroll down that the animations are very smooth. The parallax effect on the images is slow, smooth. We have this weird and very unique menu. Everything plays in a really nice way, because this is a luxury brand, guys. If you play animations pretty slowly and very smoothly, that means that you're trying to target an audience that is pretty luxury. So these brands' animations are extremely on point for the type of products that they are selling. We can see the same thing here. Everything is very smooth, and you can see that the brands are pretty luxury too. So everything is on brand. Animations are spot on for the target audience that are trying to achieve. Something that, for example, we don't have here. We don't have any kind of animations. We don't have page transitions. So everything feels pretty cheap, even if the products are extremely good. But because the websites feel pretty basic, the target audience is very broad. I'm gonna repeat myself, but if you have your target audience figure out, you can truly dial in your animations. Maybe your end customer wants something more slow, or maybe something much faster than usual animations. Everything in the website world, if you want to create experiences, depends on your end customer. One super useful tip that I have for you to spice up your website animations is to actually add more scroll interactions, and it's okay to to add the trigger ones, so if you reach a certain part of the page, an animation plays, but it's better to have an animation that reacts to the user scroll. An example of scroll animations that react to the scroll of the user is this website right here, and a note that I have for you is that don't take any website that is on Godly or the Words platform as the gold standard for website animations or website layouts, because, for example, this website won an award Site of the Day, if I'm not wrong, but to me this is a pretty simple website and there's nothing crazy or that beautiful about the layout. It looks like a really extremely good template, I would say, with beautiful interactions, whatever you want, but it is, for me, it's not an award-winning website. But this is a pretty good example of animations that reacts to the mouse wheel and to the customer scroll, because as I scroll down, the animation plays, but if I stop, the animation stops. And this is a beautiful way of forcing the user to rediscover the rest of the website, to see other content of the website, and it's also a really enjoyable way of doing so. Another example would be this one, which is a much better website, and as you can see we have these sticky effects, these card effects that also add depth to the design, so this is another thing that you can think about if you want to add details and uniqueness to your experience. And as we scroll down, we also have this section that sticks out to the screen with a lot of cards. So again, the same concept, yet a really nice and enjoyable way to discover content and information about the brand. You don't have to think about the development side of things, but you just need to create something that really follows the scroll of the user. The goal of animations is always to add interactivity to your website, so in that way you create more interactivity than with triggered animations. I hope you find it helpful and tag me on Instagram with your animations because I want to see them. Template, guys, templates. I freaking hate them because they kill your creativity. Even if you change the layout, the hierarchy, the fonts, the colors, whatever you want, you're starting from something that you need to kind of follow. And in that way you kill your creativity and the endless possibilities that you rather would have by starting with a blank canvas, guys. I can't stress this enough, friends. Avoid using templates. They also stop your design skills growth. In fact, what I always do for my projects is I start with a blank canvas, I take references from all over the internet, I mesh everything together and I create my projects, my designs from scratch every single time. It might sound like a waste of time because every time I need to start from scratch, but for me it's the best way to express my creativity for a project. Last two super important things are storytelling and intuitive navigation, and if you're passionate about cinematography and videography, you've probably already heard about storytelling millions of times. Let's dissect it for us web designers because it's crucial for our websites. And this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, differentiator between normal websites and award-winning experiences. The perfect example would be a book with a beautiful cover but with a shitty story. This is where you need to mix all your knowledge that you have about design in an extremely cohesive, flawless and harmonious way. You need to apply everything you know about typography, color theory, contrast, hierarchy, layout, you name it, you have to apply it in a perfect way to create a visual story. And again, guys, this is the biggest differentiator between normal websites and award-winning experiences. In the word experience, there is a story. It's not possible to create an experience without a story, without you telling the story in an harmonious and flawless way. So these are 5 of the most important things that you need to apply and think about when you want to create experiences instead of websites. There are many more. If you found this video helpful and if you want to know more about the topic, let me know in the comments down below, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel to see more content about web design. And I'll see you in the next video.